Have you ever wanted to have access to all of the best cards in Gods Unchained for free? For a limited time, LootRush is offering completely free rentals. You can sign up using my referral link in the description below and get an extra $5 for free when you rent your first NFT. So I'd been seeing the name LootRush pop up all over the Gods Unchained sphere for the last number of weeks. So when they reached out to me to sponsor this honest review, I was intrigued. I didn't know how the site actually worked, but I knew a couple friends were already using it, and so I sat down with the CEO of LootRush and he explained how everything works. It turns out something like 20 to 30% of all Mythic players in Gods Unchained are using LootRush to rent free cards for the weekend ranked. This gives players an opportunity to try out cards they wouldn't otherwise have. I know someone who actually made an entire Avatar of Magic deck, one of the most powerful decks right now in Gods Unchained, completely free of charge. It also means you can try out cards before you buy them. You can actually test them and see, does this card actually do what I think it does to my deck? Is it good enough to pick up and purchase for real? We'll test it out and rent it first. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up an account, how to rent cards, and then give you all of the pros and cons. So the first thing you want to do when you go to sign up is you want to create a new profile in your browser, or you can just use a different browser than you normally use. That's what I'm going to do. I'll explain why that makes sense in a minute. Now you can go to lootrush.com, or better yet, use my link in the description below. That'll bring you straight to the sign up page. Here you can either use your Google or an email address to sign up, or you can use MetaMask as well, but I recommend either using Google or an email. You can create a whole new email address just for LootRush, so you keep it separate. I'm going to use Google. So first of all, we'll click on Gods Unchained. And now this tutorial is going to pop up where it's going to teach us to rent a free NFT in 30 seconds. It's going to give you a random little cheap card here. We're going to just add it to the bag and we can open our bag up. It's got the coupon code. Don't worry, you're not wasting the coupon code. You can use it as many times as you want right now. And now you can agree to the terms of service here. And here you can paste in your wallet or use MetaMask. Either way, you do have to make sure you're not using an empty wallet. You need to prove that you're a real human. So whichever option you use, make sure you have something in your wallet and that you've had some transactions. And then there you go. We've literally just rented that easily our first NFT. And you can see our Bark Sworn Protector right here. I'll quickly show you how to return things as well. So you can go to My Rentals tab and you can see I rented this card. So I'm going to return assets. I'm going to select my skeletal hoplite and I'm going to return it. And it's going to pop up a transaction for us to sign. You can just sign it. And there you go. It's as simple as that. It's now returning it and it's done. So now that we've completed the tutorial, we have a $10 limit and we can continue to increase that limit if we only ever want to use our own wallet. However, if you want infinite limits, you can actually use LootRush's wallet. In order to do that, we can click increase limit, use that LootRush wallet, download the wallet, and install the extension. This uses the same permissions as MetaMask, and this is why I suggested that you should use a different browser or profile, because then it won't interfere with your current MetaMask. LootRush will be your default wallet. And here you can click sync with LootRush account. Now that our LootRush wallet is synced with our account, I'm going to go ahead and rent something that I wouldn't have had the limit for otherwise. So let's get the Avatar of Deception. You can pick how many days you want. I'm going to add it to the bag. And now that it's in our bag, make sure you check off the coupon code to make it completely free. And then hit continue here. And I agree with the terms of service. And here, make sure you use your LootRush wallet as opposed to pasting in a wallet, otherwise you won't have the limit for it. And now we have ourselves a completely free Avatar of Deception, and because it's a custodial wallet, the assets can be returned automatically. All right, now we just have one last step, and that's connecting our wallet to our Gods Unchained account. We can add a wallet. It has the option for LootRush. We're gonna select it, connect our LootRush wallet. We're gonna click next. It signs automatically. And now the wallet has been added. All right, so now let's talk pros and cons. So first of all, I love that they have extremely high value assets that you can rent and use for weekend ranked. You can use them for tournaments. You can just try them out before you go and buy the card if it's something that you just want to make sure is a good card before you invest in it. I like that they have many different blockchains on their website and not just immutable. So not only does it have Gods Unchained, there's about 100 games on their website, from immutable, Polygon, Ronin, all kinds of different blockchains. So I love that there's tons of different options. It's impossible to imagine buying assets from 100 different games and then being able to play them all. But here you could just rent them, try out all these different games, see which ones you like. I like that they have 2 different wallet options. It gives options for different types of players. If you only ever want to use your own wallet and you never want to use their custodial wallet, that's fine. However, on the con side, I do think having 2 different wallets does make the site more confusing to use. I also only think I would ever personally use the LootRush custodial wallet because I want to rent really expensive cards. If it's a card that's 10 cents, I'm just going to buy it anyway. So give me the LootRush wallet. That way I can get some really expensive cards. Another con of using your own wallet is you start with a very low limit, and also you can just walk off with someone's card, whether intentionally or not. Maybe you just forget that you rented it and you actually have to remember to return it. With the LootRush wallet, you can just set it to return automatically and then you never have to remember. But that's why they start you with an extremely low limit to make sure you're a responsible human being before they give you a higher limit. And you do have to provide a non-empty wallet when you sign up. These are things that I like to make sure that people are going to actually return the cards. However, this again just makes me think that the LootRush wallet by far is the better option. You can set it to return your cards automatically so you don't even have to remember. And it's impossible to just walk off with someone else's asset. So in my opinion, the LootRush wallet is the way to go, and having both options does make things a little bit more complicated. But again, I know that there are people out there who will never use a custodial wallet, so I understand why both options exist. And that's it for this review. It's a very simple site to use once you understand the difference between the 2 types of wallets. And I love that they're letting people try every single card for completely free right now. I know I've mentioned that 10 times, but it's pretty sweet that they're letting people just rent any card for free. So make sure you go try it out and let me know in the comments below what you think.